I just recently saw a video, and it was someone that I had recognized. Quite a few people would recognize her. She used to be in the music industry. Right now, she's not. And she was just basically talking about how her life has gone. And she was very surprised where she ended up as far as her life, where it is right now. She never imagined it going this way. And she was very disappointed. Again, she was in the music industry, hobnobbed with a lot of notables, people you would recognize. And she had a really big hit with one of the really big stars. And so that sort of propelled her career, but at the same time, it didn't really move forward the way she wanted it to. It didn't really have the effect that she thought it was going to have. And she wasn't really fast-tracked the way that she thought she should have been. So she focused her attention on other things. Enter a couple of kids, a husband in a marriage that did not work out. Now divorced, she started doing some other things. She likes decorating and traveling. So she had a little tiny home. Then she gets robbed or vandalized. I'll say it like that. So that set her back for a little bit. Then she tried to recalibrate. And then she decided to travel to a whole other country, get a whole other thing going on. Goes to the other country, she rents a little place, but as soon as she got there, it just seemed like things just weren't lining up over there either. Besides there being somewhat of a language barrier, there were other logistics that again did not line up and were not conducive to her staying there. So she left the country and back over here, got her stuff out of storage, which was in storage when she left the country, and now she's trying to rebuild her life and get to a more stable place. But money-wise, career-wise, location-wise, this was all new to her. This threw her for a loop because, again, she figured at a certain point that she would be someplace else, living another way. And at 50 some odd years, here she is restarting her life. And it just made me think, because a lot of us sort of feel that way. I mean, we've talked about age is nothing but a number, and a lot of people that are making it that just hit their stride when they turn 50 and 50 plus and all like that. But the other flip side of the coin is when you've been doing so well, or at least have been doing status quo, then something happens later on in life and you got to restart. That can be very disappointing. That can be very disconcerting. A lot of people can feel that way. And I'll even relate it to me that, when I was a little girl, I thought about different things. I was going to be on stage and I was going to be doing this and I'm Oscars and blah, 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 and so forth and so on and yada, yada, yada. And right now, I know this is a news flash for a lot of folks out there, but I didn't get an Oscar. I haven't won an Oscar. And even though I've achieved a lot of my goals, there are quite a few huge goals, life-changing goals that I have not achieved as of yet. And I'm on the other side of 21. I know it's hard to believe. But I am. And so with that being said, sometimes it can feel like, put me in, coach. I've said that before, like, hey, I've been riding the bench for so long. When's my time going to arrive? When is it going to be my turn? And like I said, even when you've been doing so well, you've gotten this, you got that, you got the house, you got the car, you got the kids and so forth and so on, and you live in the high life, then something happens. Something unexpected happens. And then you lose all of that. And you have to find your footing. For a lot of us, we have to rediscover our identity on top of that, especially when it comes to marriage. A lot of us, we identify when we get married, we felt we have earned that title as wife or husband. And so we wear it proudly on our chest. And, oh yes, I am so-and-so's wife. I am Mrs. Johnson. I am, and so forth and so on. But when that marriage falls apart and you are no longer married, then who are you? A lot of us ask ourselves, now, who am I? Where do I start? How do I even restart? It is a new reality that a lot of us find hard to face, but face it, we must. And especially in this economy and everything that's going on, a lot of people who have been doing very well with their job, with their, money coming in and flowing and growing. And a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are losing their homes. A lot of people are being displaced. There's a lot going on out there. And a lot of people are shook because what they used to know no longer longer applies. And with these changes comes with obviously a lot of instability. Again, going back to the divorce, I mean, a lot of people stumble after a divorce, especially women. I'm going to talk about women right now, but especially women, we tend to, it's hard. It's hard not only identity wise, but also finance wise. You know, divorces cost money. And on top of that, you have to basically restructure your whole financial situation now that it's no longer a two income, it's more so now a one income. And I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos here on the YT. There are people posting about their divorces and their separations, who gets the kids, who doesn't get the kids, who lives in the house, who's not living in the house. They're both living in the house. One's living in the basement, one's living in just a whole lot of stuff. People put a lot out there, you know, which surprises me every time, because that wouldn't be me. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put all my business in the streets. But with that being said, I think for some of them, it's cathartic. Share their stories, because going from married life to single life, that's not where they expected to be. Most people do not get married with divorce in mind. Most people who go into marriage, at least with the right intentions, intend on being married for a very long time. And when that does not happen, it's hard to really scramble and cope and redefine what your life should feel and be and look like. And especially if you're of a certain age and you get divorced. I saw something somewhere, I don't remember because it was a little while back, where this couple was married for so many years and then they got divorced, I think when they were 80, something like that, 80, 70, 80, something like that. But who knows what was going on in that marriage for that long. Now, in that case, I think it was mutual. But for a lot of us, again, it's not really a choice. We're sort of thrusted into a situation where you are no longer where you once were, and now you have to pivot and figure out what you do from this point on. It can be a punch in the gut. Again, a lot of us have imagined great things for ourselves, or we've been living that dream life, but the rug has been pulled out from underneath us. At least that's how we feel. And we don't know how to move forward from that. So if I could offer up anything, first of all, know that God knows what you're going through, and God has a plan for you. He has not forgotten about you. And now is the time for a hard reset. A lot of us don't like change, including me. You know, you don't like change, you're sort of resistant to it, but now is the time to really test your mettle and to really move forward with confidence that no matter what, you're going to be okay. We've said this time and time again, and it always comes into play as far as our life, our lives. And especially if we serve God, we know that no matter what, we're going to be okay. So now's the time to be open to a hard reset, as well as take these things that you have learned from this upset in life, from this hiccup, from this misstep. Use these lessons and all these things that you have picked up along the way to apply it to your life moving forward, because there are lessons to be learned in everything that you do, that you encounter. There are lessons that have to be learned the hard way, but it doesn't have to be a hard lesson to learn. And in addition to that, in this particular time of need, accept the help of others. I am very guilty of this. I don't like to ask for help. I really don't. I'd rather do it myself. But in this time of need, in this time when you really do need someone to even just listen, accept the help of others. There is no shame in doing that. Whether it's staying with someone until you get back on your feet, whether it's, accepting a couple of dollars as far as finances so that you can get some things together. I knew somebody who was really going through it, and I let them hold my car. I let them drive it and take it to work and this and that, because they were really in need. I've done that. I've had people stay at my apartment when I had nothing because they were going through transition. People have extended a hand to me and helped me out when I needed it as well. So accept the help. And on the flip side of that, be of good character and integrity and pay it back. Pay it back and pay it forward. Use this time to spend time with God. Spend time with him. Talk to him. You can talk to him like a regular person, okay? You don't have to do any type of, ceremonies or anything like that. Talk to him. Spend this time with him and grow closer to him so that you really know his voice and what he has for you. That will not only humble you, but it also will give you peace. Peace in this time of not understanding what is going on in your world. You will find peace the closer that you grow in your relationship with him. And just a reminder that not the destination, but it's all the stops in between and you getting there that determines when and how you arrive. So I just wanted to come in here really quickly. Like I said, I saw that. I figured, you know what, that kind of touched me because I know a lot of us look back on our lives and we may be a little disappointed, especially those of us who have really seen the mountaintop. We've been at the top of the mountain singing and yodeling and having a good time. Then something comes along and now we find ourselves in the valleys of life. And we don't know how to navigate or maneuver. I'm here to tell you that you can and you will get out of this, that everything happens for a reason. We've said this before. It's time for a hard reset. Stay encouraged. Trust his timing and know that right now this is where you need to be, but that's not where you need to stay. Acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct your path right out the valley and put you right back on top. And know that you are bigger than your titles. Bigger than the title of mother, CEO, CFO, whatever. Whatever your title was before, whatever you had before that you no longer have, you are a child of God. And God said, speak to the mountain and believe that it will move. So know that this circumstance is not whatever you're in, whether it's divorce, you live in a single life, you never thought you'd be single, you no longer have a job, your house is in disarray, literally and figuratively. Just know that this is not the end, because even though you're in the valley, that mountaintop is still on the horizon. I want you to be able to see that mountaintop in the horizon. And with that, we are going to put a button on it.